Yeah, let's do it. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to our YouTube channel. This week's episode, we talk about our 20th high school 20-year reunion. Why can't I say that? Anyways, we talk about our 20-year high school reunion. Would you go? How to get a scoop out of your new protein thing. We figured that out. Then we talked about spilling a beer at a bar, like how awkward it is, and TikTok shutting down possibly. What are the influencers going to do? What are our thoughts on it? Butthole picks. Enjoy the episode, guys.
Cheers, guys. Ain't no new us. It's the same.
Same old
I guarantee you that.
I guess we're not supposed to cuss that quick, and I just ruined it. Now our algorithms on YouTube are going down the shitter.
It'll be okay.
You don't think we're going to gain a few viewers or lose a few viewers on that one shit?
No.
Well, I guess that's better for us because we cuss
It's
a lot.
hard for me to believe that saying shit one time will lose somebody.
It's really hard to not cuss that much sometimes. I try to dial it down just a little bit on here, not overly too much.
I gave up on trying.
Well, I try to. I think I read I don't know if any of y'all have gone down a rabbit hole on how to get YouTube views like I have, but they're like, maybe you shouldn't cuss in the first couple of minutes, like the first 2 minutes or something like that, or first minute. Fuck.
Yeah.
I think that was 53 seconds into this video. Anywho, what do we have today? And where did you get this from? Your buddy? Because I know you didn't just.
Yeah, that's from HEB.
Oh, now that I see the $1.99 on the side.
HEB.
Because I know it's from Nebraska Brewing Company when I looked it up. And I'm like, how the hell did he get something from Nebraska? Yeah. It's not from your New Mexico trip. So I'm like, maybe his money man buddy picked this up. But no, you got this from HEB.
Yeah, HEB.
So we can blame or we can put upon you awards for either how good this is or how bad this beer is.
I bought it off of can alone saying s'more.
The can alone is very good.
Mm-hmm.
They are either doing themselves a tremendous favor or a tremendous disservice because the can is incredible. And I guess they will see that on the thumbnail.
Yeah, of course.
The thing that I liked about it when I looked at it online is it says drink indie on it. Independent. I like that. That's kind of cool. What was that, like a 60s, 70s retro s'more can we're looking at here?
Yeah, this is very vibrant colors and very cartoonish.
Yeah.
Gimme Smore Vanilla Brown Ale.
You want to read that little side on there while I...
This uniquely flavored brown ale introduces the campy favorite s'more to craft beer. The aromatic flavor of marshmallows, chocolate, and graham delivered from the malts and vanilla transport you in time to your last or future outdoor excursion. Wonderful at any time. Now, I don't know about you, but I ain't never properly made a s'mores.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, you didn't learn that from, what is that movie? Shit, I'm embarrassed that I forgot the name of it. I mean, what the living hell? First you put the mallow on the fire. The baseball movie with all the kids in it, with the dog, and
The Little Rascals?
No, oh my God, The Sandlot.
Oh,
holy shit!
Well, he points like that? Yeah.
They give the info on how to make the perfect s'more on there.
Ooh.
Well, that's a brown ale for sure. Brown ale in color. Not a lot of foam on it, so that ABV and all that stuff
It smells good.
Okay, that does smell. It smells like a brown ale.
Yeah.
It's there, but it does have the chocolate and all that.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that smell off the beer. If
Man.
that, I don't want to tell you the rating yet. I don't want to tell you the rating yet.
It's not bad.
I got to tell you.
I'll drink it, but it's not bad.
I got to tell you. I did not come in with high hopes with this beer. Like I had, let's just say they weren't high and they weren't medium. They were pretty low hopes for this beer. I am
bad.
pleasantly surprised with how decent that beer is.
It's a brown ale, for one.
Yeah, which I'm not huge on.
Right.
To me, I always drink a brown ale like hungover at the local bar because I needed to drink it to get our stats up at this bar.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I'm hungover, just pound one and get that on the list. That's brown ale territory for me. This is,
and the good thing is that marshmallow
yeah,
isn't the typical overpowering fake.
the mallow.
Yeah.
I can
It don't taste like a very fake marshmallow to me.
I can sum this up perfectly for the viewers. I really think I can. A brown ale, Coca-Cola, Coke. The s'mores brown ale is cherry Coke.
Okay, I can
It
see
has
it.
the
Okay.
right amount of flavor because I
Okay.
love cherry Coke. I
Mhm.
love cherry Coke.
Uh-huh.
Brown ales are okay, but this a little cherry in the Coke,
Okay.
they pulled it off. This is not bad because the rating I'm gonna start trying to do untapped ratings on every one of these because some people that watch really know beer and they follow this untapped business. What's that?
Oh, wait. Hang on. Time out.
Yeah.
So you saying they got people that really know beer watch this shit?
Yeah, surprisingly, we have a few. Yeah, the untapped rating, from what I can see, what I think, because I'm not familiar with untapped all that much, is 3.77 out of 5, which I think unless you hit 4,
It's not good.
you're in okay territory.
But maybe all these motherfuckers voting on this untapped shit don't know what they talking
Well,
about.
that, and I think some people take
snobs.
things. Well, that they take it too serious.
Yeah.
But also, you have to respect the 5. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got to respect the 4.
So they giving fives?
Remember when we were first trying to figure out on our Texas IPA championship, like how to rate them?
Our little sheet we had?
Well, the first 2 or 3, honestly, we had
shit.
Well, yeah, we didn't know how high to
Yeah.
rate because we didn't have any
Yeah.
sort of data on it yet.
Yeah.
I think sometimes maybe they have the data, so they try and keep that 5
Yeah.
very high,
Yeah.
and it takes a lot to achieve
So
a
it's
4.
a unicorn.
Yeah, you
Five's
got
a unicorn.
there's very few 5s from what I was
Yeah.
explaining to it on there.
Huh.
But this is Nebraska Brewing Company.
Knocking it out the park.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. Let's get into some random topic because it popped up on my Facebook. Old people use Facebook.
Yeah, you still on old book face?
No, not really, but
I
the
deleted that
notifications
garbage.
are on, so they'll
Mhm.
pop up on my phone, but I don't really get on there. If I get on Facebook, it's like they have news on there, like a news feed, and I'll read the news feed.
Okay.
It's a quick way to just, but as far as scrolling and looking, like, nah. My 20-year reunion for high schools this year, which I totally forgot. I guess I graduated in 03, so yes, that's 20 years. 20 plus 3 is 23. I still remember that, but I was a little blown away.
So are you going? That's the question.
This is your answer, and it was very thought out.
Okay.
I could give a living shit about high school. People that say high school was the greatest years of their lives,
They didn't do a fucking thing in life then.
not mine.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed my life way more after high school.
Yeah.
I had my woodshop teacher tell me one time when I was my senior year woodshop, these are the best years of your life. I wish I could go back. I get that. No, and I understand what he might have meant from it, but that stuck with me. As soon as I got out of high school, I was gone. Like, I don't give a shit about this. That's not to say that everybody that I went to high school with is some douchebag asshole. That's not what I'm saying. It's just I wasn't a school person. I hated being in school. I hated the whole hierarchy of it all that stuff. I just didn't care. So when the 20-year reunion thing came across the invite, I'm like, okay, well, let's first off, I have a friend that passed away that I hope they do something for there. So that's one reason why I kind of was leaning towards going. Second and main reason is it's probably going to be at a brewery. So I was like, all right, I'll
Might
go
as
pick
well,
us up
sure.
a couple of beers for the show and just have a couple of beers. Here's some of these people's stories. I mean, dude, I care about people. I love meeting people.
Yeah. You'll
I'm
talk
not-
to that fucking wall.
I'll talk to anybody that's there. Like, I don't have anything against anybody in my high school. Like, I never had any of that. He said, she said. I never played any of that stuff. So nobody there is like gonna, like, I'm not showing up with like, I hope such and such is there, not there. I'm gonna hang out with the people I still know and still kind of see from time to time, and just bounce around and hang out. Did you go to yours?
Not my 20.
Well, you got to drive to your, like, if you were to just go to Louisiana, that's not a quick trip.
I mean, it's 5.5, but.
Well, this is like 10 minutes down the road,
Yeah,
you know, like, you have a little more of an excuse.
My 10-year I went to,
Mm-hmm.
boy, I got shit hammered.
Well, I would imagine that's what you're supposed to do at these things.
But I think they had a 15 and a 20 year. I didn't go to those. But I get you where they say, you know, maybe your high school days are your best and all this. But, dude, I still, some of my childhood friends, I mean, I still talk to them from fucking high school.
Likewise.
But, I mean, I didn't have, it wasn't until I got out of fucking school and actually got a job where you have money to experience fucking life. So saying that high school is your best, I mean, what you do? You go to fucking school and you you play on a sports team and you go to little high school dances. I mean, what the fuck
See,
is
I didn't
that?
do any of that really.
Yeah.
Man, my high school, like, I wasn't some loser or something. You know what I mean? Like, none of that. Like, I wasn't bullied. That's not what I'm saying.
Getting thrown in the locker.
I just didn't care about any of that.
Yeah.
Like, I knew what I was doing my sophomore year. I was moving down to the valley to help out a church, and I was in music and stuff like that. I already knew it.
Right.
So this was just, I have to get this done before I can go down there and do what I want to do in my life at that time.
Right.
So it just wasn't something that I cared too much about. Comment in the comment section. Would you go to your 20th high school reunion? Let me know.
Yes, please. Let Chris know. That way we could
It's
make sure he
if
goes.
it's at a brewery, I'm going for sure.
So you don't know where it's going to be?
The last I saw they voted on it, it was at a brewery.
Okay.
And say no more, because I'm going to meet up with a couple of guys like John Boy and a few people I know that I grew up with, that I know, you know, if we all text each other and be like, hey, let's go, we're going to go. So I'm going to go if it's at that brewery.
Yeah.
The funny thing is seeing the, like, we're more adults now. So people, they have kids, like, oh, I'm going to have to find a babysitter and all that stuff. The funny one I saw was, now mind you, I believe this is going to be in June. It's March right now. Plenty of time to figure shit out. I get, like, if you've already planned a trip or something like that, you can't cancel that and all that. Plenty of time to figure out what you're going to do. The comments I saw of, like, oh, that's such and such might have dancing practice that day. I don't know if I can make it. No. You only get one 20-year high school reunion. Who just find a babysitter that day and don't take them to dance class that day. Like, is this really that hard?
But what if she is the next Paula Abdul?
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like, is it really that big? Like, do you want to come or not? You know, like, I really don't want to show up, but that's a lame excuse.
Some people, that their kids, I mean, that's their life.
Yeah,
Could you
I guess.
imagine that?
But could you imagine where it's like, I feel like you just want somebody to talk to. Like, dude.
Like, these cocksuckers are burning me to death.
Yeah, like, I just don't know. I'm not, like, I don't really care to go, so I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you should do this. I should get on there. I should burn this comment section. It's a private group. I should just burn it all to the ground. Like,
then they're going to be like, good thing this cocksucker Chris didn't come.
Oh, I may do it. I may get on there tonight. That might be fun. Anywho, we don't have to talk about high school reunions anymore. But yeah, comment if you would go. Jim Fail Nation on Instagram. Super fun follow. So if you don't follow Jim Fail Nation, if you're watching us and you make it past 5 minutes every time, you'll love Jim Fail Nation. So go follow him if you don't.
They post a lot of shit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not everything's great.
Yeah, I gotta take them in spurts.
Dude,
I'll follow him for maybe 2-3 weeks, and it's just too much shit on my feed, and I unfollow.
Good Lord, man.
I don't give him a chance. I really don't.
Well, they posted this thing. This guy's like, if you've worked out for as long as we have, you've had protein before. Well, they got this protein jug, and he leaves half of the wrapping on top. What is that, like a cardboard type? You
The
know what
seal?
I'm talking? Yeah, the seal.
The seal.
Well, I guess he cuts it in half,
Uh-huh.
opens one half, and leaves the other half there.
Okay.
And so he gets his hand down in there, and he gets a scoop, and then he scrapes it off as he picks it up.
Okay.
So, cool idea, I guess. But first off, I'm not gonna be able to get my hands down in that jug.
Yeah.
Secondly, you read all the comments like, oh, it's supposed to be like a hefty scoop. Like, this is a guy that doesn't want the extra protein and all this stuff. And so I commented on it. Any tips on how to find the scooper without me dumping it all over my counter first? Like, because, the joke is getting the scoop out.
Correct.
Most of the time. So a bunch of people put funny shit at it. Because obviously it's a joke. I'm not dumping my canister all over the counter. And there's always one guy, hey, kilos and ounces, why don't you just use a little common sense? Like, oh, come on, dude. So, of course, I had to get on there and tell him, like, hey, man, we do jokes here. This ain't serious shit.
You think maybe he was just playing you like you
I don't
played?
think so, because
No.
I had to look at his page. He seems like he's a bit of a serious guy.
Yeah.
But
Typical fucking meathead.
There was
that's
funny.
serious about
There
it.
was funny people putting funny shit on there though. Like, oh, what you do is you wet your hand and stick your hand in there, and grab it out. Like
Yeah.
funny shit, or twist it like a cement mixer. Like just funny stuff. And there was people with like serious ideas, like
You know
use a
the-
fork or a butter knife. And
You
I'm
know
like,
what the
oh,
funny thing is?
what's that?
I pull a seal off and I spin that bitch like a
Yeah,
cement
but
mixer until I see it pop up all the way in the bottom.
There's a lot of times that doesn't even work for me. Like it's a little too much.
You got to take it to the edge. Right when that powder is on the lip, about to dump all over your counter, and you
Yeah.
turn it just right, that's when you see it in the back corner.
I've
motherfucker.
done that.
There you
BPN
are.
is notorious now. So the pro tip that I use, I just save my scoop from the prior one, and then I find it at the bottom sometimes. That's all I do.
Yeah.
But it's so funny. Like, people out there take that shit so seriously. Like, dude, you're on Jim Phil Nation, dude. Like, we're not serious here. Like,
No,
use
boy,
your
I
common
said,
sense, bro.
wet your hand.
Yeah, there was some funny shit on there. There was some really funny ones on there.
That's actually pretty good.
yeah.
Just wet your hand. You'll find it.
I was trying to find the one where the first dude that commented on there was a funny one. Use a dry butter knife. Now go in peace and spread the word, my dear friend. And so I write back to this guy. They'll carve this in stone and talk about this for the rest of their days. Like, it's all funny comments, and then this one dude, like 15 comments down, is fucking serious. Don't take yourself too seriously. That's all we're talking about here, kilos and ounces. And since we're not taking ourselves seriously, is a hot dog a sandwich or not?
Oh, you asked me a question?
Is a hot dog a sandwich or
No,
not?
it's a fucking hot dog.
It's got meat and a bun.
Okay.
You never thought about that? I know it's an age-old question, but the other day it popped back up on my feed again, and I'm like, the way my brain works is sometimes like I'll go down a rabbit hole just to
you
entertain
gotta
you.
have 2 pieces of bread for a true sandwich.
Well, you never seen if you go to Subway and stuff, they don't always cut them all completely in half. Like they like a fold over type thing. There's different types of sandwiches. So it's just interesting. We don't have to linger on it.
Yeah,
I thought I would hit you with it out of nowhere since we were talking randomness.
You remember whenever Subway used to cut the wedge in the top?
I remember
Then
because I
stuff
worked
it.
there for one night and I had to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't do that shit no more.
Mm-mm.
And that bread ain't nearly as big as it used to be.
Yeah, man.
see,
Didn't
I
they
think-
get popped for not having full footlongs at Subway? I think they were like 10.5 inches or something. Like somebody like measured it and then they sued, which I'm for. You can't advertise footlong. You can't advertise footlong for that long and not be a footlong.
Man. They're a spokesperson.
Oh yeah.
And look.
Tell me, like, what if we had a spokesperson for us that we hired on, and like they were awesome, lifted weights, real heavy, super friendly,
But
like,
they touching
drank
kids?
really good beer, and then you find out they're a pervert. Damn it, like, because I don't think that's Subway. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't, like they just
Yeah.
so happened that the guy that they tried to put out there is a bit of a weirdo.
Nah, he wasn't. I
That's
mean, he's
gotta
still in jail.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Let's not. Like, he can rot in there, but
What?
that would suck if you're some business in the fucking the lead guy that you got out in front of everybody's got not just skeletons, but like legit like fucking mummies in the closet. Like, oh shit.
Because one of those one of those channels the wife watches, one of those investigation killing
Yeah.
things, they had a 3-part series about the old boy.
The Subway Man?
Yeah.
I know what his name is, I just don't say it.
Yeah, and he was the way they caught him and dude, he thought he was untouchable. That's the sad thing.
Well, they were paying him $1 million to just sit there and hold a pair of pants up and eat Subway every day.
Yep. But he thought he was.
It stops at 20 minutes. That beep, if y'all heard it, is our clock. I had a feeling it was going to do that because I saw it on 20 and I know those damn clocks. But I had a feeling that's what was going to happen. And plus, dude, I'm a Jimmy John's guy. Dude, I ate Jimmy John's for lunch today.
Okay.
Hopefully they don't have some weirdo in the closet right now that's going to completely fuck them over, but Jimmy John's is shit. That's the best cold sub in the Houston area that I know.
We got a Jimmy John's around here.
That's
we got a fire
that's the
too.
best cold sandwich. Like, what do you call those types of businesses? Like fast food types or whatever.
Okay.
Chains. That's what I'm like. That's the best cold sandwich chain I think that we have here. Like, I think it beats Jersey Mike, and obviously it beats Subway and stuff.
I've never had a Jersey.
They're okay. They're not bad. There's one by where I work. It's not bad. But when I tried Jimmy's John's, dude, it's
those commercials are pretty good.
Yeah,
with the old boy.
I've only seen one, and not Jimmy's John's.
Oh, just one?
Yeah.
Good.
I don't watch. I stream everything, so
okay.
the commercials never hit me.
Okay.
And one day, I flipped on the TV, and it automatically went to like one of like live TV or something, and it was on, and I was like, oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Jimmy John's is shit.
Yeah,
I like it. Do we want to do a sponsor today?
Yeah.
Let's see who's sending stuff to us.
Today's sponsor brought to you by Snyder's Pretzels. Hot buffalo wing pretzels.
So, I doubt she watches this, but if she ever decides to watch it, which I highly doubt as well, Sammy, who I went to Spain with, said that pretzels are for old people and that sort of thing. And I was like, dude, I love pretzels.
I'm kind of old. We drinking beer.
Well, I mean, like, who doesn't like pretzels? That's the first person I met that wasn't a fan of pretzels. And I was like, dude, they're salted and breaded.
And you still talk to this person?
Yeah. Sporadically. But just.
I see, yeah.
But I've never in my life. Now, are these pretzels? Or are they just. Oh, they're pretzel pieces, hot buffalo wings.
Pretzel pieces.
Artificially flavored sourdough hard pretzels. Hey, big flavor. Let's see what we got.
They're not bad.
Yeah, these are good. Okay, get these out of my hand. I'll sit here and blow through them. That's the type of stuff that you want. That's that reminds me of the little breaded things that you get in the beer pretzels. If you go to those old time bars, they're like 80 people stick their hands into, which I don't give a shit. I'll still eat out of. That's what those taste like the beer pretzel things, whatever. The little brown thing, yeah. That's those, but like on crack.
And the Gardettos or whatever.
Yeah, that is perfect. So if we were sitting here, we should have got like an old what was it, a cigarette bud thing, and just put those in. We could sit here and just share. An ashtray. My brain wasn't working, and you and I could just lips touching our hands, stick it back in there, just sharing.
Just an ashtray.
Dude, you
and
know how many people
Pabst
did that?
Blue Ribbon.
I don't even think do they do that still? I know there was a bar out by where I grew up that did it.
You got eggs. Some bars,
they
if you
left
eggs
that shit up on the bar, bud. I know you know, but I have to say it for the viewers. Like, there's a bar out where where I grew up. You go there, and that shit. The last time I went there, it's been years, but not that long ago, and they still had them fuckers up on the bar. And my stubborn drunk ass went up there, of course. Ooh, ooh. He started handfuls. And then they see you coming and eating it, and they're like, man, I've been waiting to get rid of this bag. We've had this since the 90s. They just start dumping more in there.
People go use the restroom, don't even wash their
hands.
hands.
Yeah. It's me. I'm that guy. I just walk back in there. Yeah. Well,
ball sweat all over them peanuts.
speaking of bars and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
the other day somebody spilt a beer at the bar, and it got me thinking. I wrote it down. This has been like a month or something like that. But how? Oh man, oh man. I heard them all bounce off that steel thing down at the bottom.
I only see one.
How awkward is it to spill your beer at a bar and everybody sees it? Because you know when when this person did it, the whole bar like kind of heard it and saw it. Hey! And then you get the hand clap and everything, and my buddy were sitting there. We're just like, dude, how awkward is it to just be that person that spills the beer all over the bar? Like, even if it's full, you ever like try to reach for something real quick and you accidentally hit your drink and it just dumps all over the table, and you're that guy.
Because it goes everywhere. But what's even worse, when you're not drunk and it happens.
Yeah.
And that's the worst thing. Because if you're drunk, at that point, you really don't care and you really don't need no more.
Yeah. Well, the other day, I got a beer with my lunch, and I did it. I hit it, and I did a ninja move, and it was cool. And so I hit it, and then immediately I stuck my fingers in it like a hook and grabbed it. It was full, and so it just spilled basically 2 ounces of it out.
A sip.
Yeah, 2 sips. Yeah. And went out on the table, and I was like, oh, that was close. I was almost that guy. But how awkward is that? That's one of those cool things that happen in bars. Ooh. Well, let's talk some serious talk. We as Americans get addicted to social media. And I'm talking to you out there. You're addicted. I'm not. I'm not addicted to social media. And I'll be damned if I'm not addicted to TikTok, because I don't have one. But you've been seeing this shit on TikTok that they're I think these TikTokers are getting a little nervous because it looks like the United States might. Now, it might. It's a small might. I don't think they will. But it looks like they may cancel them right out of the United States. I mean, I'm going to go somewhere with this, but I want to hear what you have to say. You look like you got something important to say, bud.
So this is my thing. So they done drug Facebook over the coals. They done drug what it was, Google and YouTube.
Yeah.
Up there and threaten all their shit. Now they doing it to a company that's not from the fucking U.S. China don't give a fuck about if Americans have TikTok or not.
Oh, I think they care if they have TikTok or not.
Well, I mean, we probably, for this great government we have to be up there with the balls they have, telling them to stop using it, there's probably such a large presence of people in the United States that use it, and TikTok is making revenue off of that.
Oh, they're making a lot of money.
That is what they have to twist their arm to possibly do it. But China don't give a fuck about us.
Well, I don't know. I know that apparently in the terms of service, you're signing over your life, and all of them, Facebook, every one of them. The thing that's different about TikTok is it's not owned by a United States company. I'm not saying that's bad or worse. This company is from China. And China, if you're a company in China, the CCP owns you too. You're government run. It don't matter what you do. You're run by the government. And so all that data and all those keystrokes and all that my finger on my phone data, so they got a fingerprint, facial recognition. What are they doing with it? Who knows? I don't know. But they got the info. And I think that's where they're worried, like, oh, they've got all this info on you. Me, personally, I don't care. You can, as long as you're not touching my bank and stuff like that. But I'm not hiding anything on my phone that I'm not willing to just show on this video.
But all these cocksuckers that are worried about TikTok, where were they whenever the Twitter files came out?
Oh, yeah. And that's another rabbit hole.
They done explain that the government was telling them weirdos at fucking TikTok on who to cancel and what to push out there. So
yeah. No,
fuck these motherfuckers if they're trying to tell TikTok you can't operate. Fuck them.
It's pretty wild that's that they're the ones doing it after that. Yeah. And what other side of the fucking subject you are on it or not. Yeah. But I do understand that like sending info to another country might be a little, and I don't know what it's gonna do. Like nobody's giving me like a, maybe they could seize our bank assets or something like, who knows. I've heard all sorts of random things, but it's like it's useful information. Is it nice to have somebody's fingerprint and face? If you know what to do with it, I guess. Like you and me aren't going to do anything with that information. But like if I could get into somebody's banking and stuff like that, but are they going to get into everybody in the United States banking one by one? And like,
I mean, if we wait a couple of months, they ain't gonna have a bank left in the United States. They're all gonna fucking close anyway.
Yeah, apparently. That's why I keep all of mine in a tool shed out back in a old honey jar. It's just cash and pennies. It's
Mine's
incredible.
buried all in my yard.
Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna out him out, but after my grandpa passed away, that motherfucker had like $30,000 plus in cash around his house. So when my parents went up there to like, close on the house and clean it all up, they found like 30 grand in cash.
Just stashed around his house.
Everywhere, behind the bed, behind the sofa, behind the washer, in a wall, in a closet, in a hole in the ground, in the shed. Over 30 G's.
How old was he when he passed?
80 something.
Okay,
I think close to 9. Oh, they come from a time.
Great Depression.
They, even if they weren't alive during the Great Depression, which they were, I think they were kids during that. I think that's what your parents taught you. Hey, don't trust the banks. Not even trust the banks, but like they didn't. There's no way to protect banks back then. There was no the government wasn't refunding those banks back then. The whole damn thing went down. Yeah, there was none of that. So it's incredible. But for me, what I was gonna go down the road of was, what are these TikTokers to be an influencer right now and know that cash, that stream of revenue might just what if you're you got
maybe they should have learned a trade.
True, but what if they got really good at this? This is a trade nowadays. I mean, it's not what a trade was for us when we were growing up, but I think you and I have talked about this in the past. Like it doesn't take a slouch to get 4,000 or 4 million followers. Like these people are pretty good. I've run our I've run our Instagram. I will be completely honest with you. I'm not good at it, but I'm learning, and we're trying to evolve. It does take some skill. And these people to get 4 million, and you say you're bringing this cash cow in every month, you're getting this big check, just all of a sudden the government be like, we're canceling that. That's gotta fucking suck, dude. I'm not saying that you shouldn't learn something else.
Well, I don't think nobody is.
It's like when they told the coal miners learn how to code. You know what I mean? It's Jesus, that sucks. To be the one that's in that spot and have your fucking livelihood cut,
but
would suck.
When these cocksuckers say we're gonna start using fossil fuel, how many people in the petrol business?
Oh yeah,
I mean it's the same fucking.
Oh, I'm just talking. Yeah, I mean that's in general, but I mean it's just nuts to me that. Imagine you weren't good in college, and you couldn't find you got a niche for being good at TikTok. That's your thing. You figured it out.
Making a thumbnail.
Yeah. Well, dude, it takes more skill than apparently I can possess. So, not that some of it is a little bit of luck, but it does take skill. And then all of a sudden, the government just comes in hey, that's got to suck is all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah.
They're gonna cancel you next week, too. They're going to be like, hey, man, we need to bring in these electric vehicles.
Fuck it.
Oh, that's just so crazy to me that that an entity like that can just whatever it is. I mean, they've tried to cancel so much stuff. Like you said, electric, this TikTok thing. The TikTok thing's a little bit more pinpointed. Not all the fossil fuels, but TikTok is one business.
What are they doing? What the government is claiming they doing?
Honestly, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I think the thing of it is you don't want another country getting a lot of that information. Granted, is it catastrophic? Right. I don't know. Right. But I also don't know everything. So who knows?
Yeah. These motherfuckers ain't gonna let you know everything about anything.
I'm 100% sure.
But I guarantee you it's something to do with they trying to hurt China or bring the revenue down or some shit.
I'm leaning more towards that because they do
don't
the same thing here in the States.
They don't give a fuck how many people in the United States. You think they give a fuck if old Billy Bob gets his identity stolen? The government don't give a fuck about that.
Maybe
No.
Billy Bob's a cool guy.
No, they don't give a fuck. If
My
somebody,
thing is I think they're trying to cut the revenue stream to China
to hurt 'em,
because Facebook,
economy-wise, yeah.
Instagram, YouTube, Google, they all do it. Like they've all got information.
Mm-hmm.
The viewership on this video is gonna go to shit. Anyway, that's all I got on this. What do you think about this beer though? Let's end it off with a actual review of this beer.
The marshmallow's still there.
It still smells excellent.
Yeah. The marshmallow's still there.
The brown ale side of it's come out a lot more though since it's been sitting.
I don't get any of the graham cracker to it.
I guess it's got to be hard to
Yeah.
get that flavor in there. Now, would you drink this again?
I could drink another one
Yeah,
of these.
for $1.99 a can,
Yeah.
go down to your local HEB or your local store. I'm actually, this is the most surprised I think I've ever been by a beer, like on this show.
Yeah.
I really had zero. You're telling me that a brown
Strictly
ale with
off of the can,
s'mores and 5.2. It's not a high booze. The fact that it's not boozy is what is letting that flavor come out, though. They
Yeah.
didn't have to hide the alcohol.
Right.
So it being 5.2 allows them to get some of those notes of the
flavors.
marshmallow
Yeah.
and all that stuff out. Because if it was like 8 or 10, it's very hard to hide that amount of alcohol.
Yeah.
But I think they knocked it out with a 5.2. I would do Gimme S'mores Vanilla Brown Ale from, where is this? Nebraska Brewing Company. I would do it again. I would finish a 6-pack of this.
There y'all
Pleasantly
go, guys.
surprised. Cheers.
Cheers.